Hi, I'm Philippe Meire. I'm the founder of March, and we are active in the commercial real estate brokerage sector, which means that we work for owners and developers of commercial real estate, and we help them to sell or let their properties. And we want to disrupt the sector by focusing on the two main problems of the sector today. The first one is that it's a very reactive process. You put up a sign that says to let or for sale, and you basically wait until somebody shows up. The second problem is that it's sometimes very hard to get a quick follow-up from traditional brokerage firms because they often have a lot of leads on their hands. And we think we can solve those problems by focusing on being proactive and a quick follow-up. And we certainly believe that you can only address those problems by focusing on technology, by using technology to improve the processes related to those two problems. If you look at our website, you can see that it resembles a traditional brokerage website. You're immediately drawn towards a button that says to buy or let or both, but it really starts from there.
Hi everyone, I'm Jan van Looy from ML6, and March came to us with a very concrete question. We have a property, a piece of real estate at a certain location, and we want to know which company or which type of company would be interested in that piece of real estate. And this is why we started building the March matching engine. The first version of the March matching engine did exactly that. Basically what you did was a certain address or a geolocation, you entered it, the size of the building, and what the system did was based on where all other companies in Belgium are situated, it gave advice which type of company would be interested in that building at that particular location. This was great, but we got some feedback. But one important question was, why did this sector rank so high? Why is that? Having the sector is nice, but which companies should we contact? If supermarkets, for example, rank high, how do we know that there isn't already a Deleuze already in the same street? We shouldn't contact them then. And we shouldn't, of course, we shouldn't approach a failing one-man IT company from Limburg far away for a huge office in Ghent, for example. And all these questions were addressed in the second version. So how did we do that? We introduced model interpretability, company data, and geolocation-based filtering and sorting. And this is exactly what came out in the second version of the March matching engine. You can see here an example for Zenbank Drogenbos. And there, apparently computer consultancy activities is a very interesting sector, or companies from this sector would be interested. But this second version even went further. It allowed to switch between sectors and actually look at potentially interested companies and their commercial figures, their financial information, their location, etc. And actually the real estate agent can filter and select certain companies here. Why select these companies? More on that later. How did we implement this? It's a decision tree-based classifier for those specialized. Model interpretability was done using Shapley values, and the company information was drawn from open data and contained data like financial details, revenue, profit loss, number of employees, locations, etc., etc. Model interpretability was done using Shapley values, which actually allows you to see which features, which aspects of a certain property have a role in defining a certain outcome, whether they are interested or not. So, for example, the size or the location, the distance from a certain city, those kinds of things. And actually, this is the final outcome of the second version of the system, and it's a fully fledged report which can immediately be sent to a potential customer, explaining the property and also why they are particularly interested or should be interested in that property, and that is done based on the Shapley values. For example, it fits your budget, it's big enough, etc., etc.
What that means in practice is that we can send out highly personalized property pages to a large number of high potential companies. Now, what we do not know is whether those companies are actually looking for real estate or not, because often a company can be ideal in a certain location, but it's not the right time for them to move. So what we do is people that work at March contact at least 100 companies every day. And what we see after 4 weeks is that at least 70% of those companies has actually answered to our calls or our mails, which is a very, very high number for real estate. And even better is that 10% of those companies are actually interested in the property, with 2 to 3% of those 100 actually making an appointment. This implies that we are the first company that makes cold calling or cold mailing in real estate feasible for the first time. Because what cold calling normally consists of 3 steps. You have to identify which company you're going to contact. You have to come up with the right arguments. And then you have to reach the right decision maker within the company. And our matching engine allows us to automate the first 2 steps. Without that matching engine, we see that our people can reach a maximum of 15 contacts per day, and we're not even sure if those companies are actually high potentials. So these are really big, big results for us. And we don't want to stop there. The next step is to start from a company that is actively looking for real estate and to help them with defining the criteria for their next property. For these criteria can be location-wise or it can be property related. And we want to use the algorithm that we've developed and turn it around to help companies identify the right location and the right property for them. So it doesn't stop here. We're continuing to improve the real estate market, and we're looking forward to meeting you in the near future for that. So thank you very much, and see you soon.